Oh, not like y'all heard me anyway, because it was muted. Hello, 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 everyone. How are you guys doing? Oh, goodness. What are my kids going through? What are my children going through? I don't know what they're going through. All right. I realized I hadn't really done a. Ooh, what's wrong with my voice? Why is it cracking? I hadn't really done a Q&A all week long and just really hung out with y'all. So I was having a brain freeze. So I figured I'd come hang out with y'all and do a little Q&A and whatnots. I have no idea why my voice is cracking. I don't know what's going on with it. All right. So how are you guys doing? Incredible evening, incredible evening, incredible evening. It's always catching me in some weird position, like it's got me on my hand on my head. Okay, y'all. My kids are loud. Alrighty. So, incredible evening, incredible evening, everyone. As I mentioned before, this is just an impromptu chit chat Q&A. I realized I had not done one all. I don't think I did one all week long. I don't recall doing a regular Q&A. If I did, oh well, it's an extra one, but I don't remember doing a Q&A all week long. And it just was like weird. So I figure I might as well go ahead and jump on before Gucci comes on. I think she's going to come on tonight. Um, so yeah, I'm just going to hang out with y'all for a little bit as long as y'all have questions for me. I'm sorry, I was trying to pull this off. All right, so let me just introduce myself. Hello, everybody. I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365. And then we have uh, Silaholics Anonymous, 365 Creative Academy, and the amazing product line, honestly speaking, where we carry submation ink, pigment ink, submation paper, heat tape, chips and dip pits. You got to know the show to know what I just had in my head. Pits and dip and pits and dip and dip. If you know what show that is, comment it below. But yeah, so open book. Feel free to ask your questions, whether it is slower related, sublimation related. Sometimes we get into a little business talk. So I am here to help. So Um, the game, exactly. I was using guidelines earlier where those located. You turn on the ruler and then just put your mouse at the top on the ruler and just pull it down. So that's how you bring in guides. Thank you for your purchase. Thank you for awesome customer support, or just thank you for supporting HS Inc. Hey there. Uh-oh, what we got? Hey there. Hola, hola. Let me go through and say hello to the people. Incredible evening. Hello, Kizzy. Hello, Miss Vanessa, Paradise of Pugs. How art thou? And yet another Vanessa. How are you? Adrienne, Tanisha, uh, Shatira. Did I say it right? Or Shatira? Hello, Joy. Big hugs. I'm awesome. And I know it. You seen that TikTok? Colorful Kill Sam. Well, what the heck they got going on? Okay, hold on. Sound like they bombing over here. And it's getting closer. What in the double hockey sticks was that? Even! What was that? Somebody doing some major fireworks, Eve MJ said. It's like, what in the world? Oh, what from from Miami Open? Even said it was fireworks from the stadium, might be Miami Open. Look here. I was like, wait a minute now. Heck going on? I'm like, what the world? You can do both. Look, color folk hear sound, and it's like, wait, what? Where'd that come from? I wasn't finna go to that window. I know that much. I was 2 seconds away. I'm like, I live in a really nice neighborhood, but I was 2 seconds away from hitting the deck and telling my children, get down, because I didn't know what the heck that was. Sound like a whole a whole lot of explosions. What the heck is going on? Anyhow, it can be here or pull it from this side. Either one, it works. Having trouble feeding it into the 2720. What troubles are you having with feeding it? I know. Well, even said it was from the stadium. I know, right? I mean, they have the Miami Open, but I'm like, I don't ever remember them doing fireworks for Miami Open, but okay. Exactly. And MJ said they were smoking the air, but I'm like, them that was like weird type of fireworks. Yes, I understand with the roll. I saw you said you purchased the roll, but I'm saying what issues are you having? It's not pulling through. Exactly what's happening. Is there a guide or something that lists the different cut settings for materials on the silhouette, kind of like blade, force, speed? Some people have created their own list, but technically it's in the system. But every Machine is different. They don't have it based off of like weight sizes and like all of that. Depending on the age of your blade, it may change. But when you go here and if you click on any of these, it changes. Let's see. I don't have any of mine connected, so it's not going to show it to me now that I think about it. But whenever you click on anything here, it will change it. You can go off of those settings if you want. I for one choose my own settings, so I don't care what the heck is up here. I'm always changing my blade and my force and my speed. But some people say these settings work great for them. There's like a whole list of settings. So you can go by that. If it works, great. If it doesn't, then you adjust your settings. You will have to, like, if your blade is kind of dull, even if you've kind of resharpened it with aluminum foil, you may have to make adjustments to it. How do you turn an image into a pattern? I'm not sure what you mean as far as turning an image into a pattern. Like if you're trying to, like, meaning you want to just repeat it, because technically anything you bring into Silhouette Studio is automatically a pattern. You can go to the let's see. So say like this is a JPEG image. If I go up to the pattern fill and I go to advanced, technically if I take the scale down, it's just going to repeat it. So any image you bring into Silhouette Studio is technically a pattern. Oh, thank you, girl. You my shero. I completely and totally forgot to go on here and change the to change the privacy settings. Girl, you my shero, girl. You are my shero. Oh, wait, no, I am seeing them. Am I missing something from it? I am seeing those comments. Hold on. Oh, I don't know why. For some reason, it's not showing to me. And I changed the privacy setting. Oh, that's kind of crazy. Hold on. Let me go back in and see. Shaquille Bell is now live now. Privacy. Okay, there we go. All right. Now I should be able to see it. My bad. My bad. My bad. All right, let's see. You said when it comes to printing from different software, Photoshop, Microsoft, would someone have to change the color profiles between the two and subbing? No, I don't. I print the same. I print exactly the same settings because I use my presets. Can you print directly on Flock? No. Flock is not printable from any type of printer. Well, I don't know. You might be able to put it in EcoSoft printer, but it's not for sublimation. It's not for pigment ink. It's not for dye inks. So no, you cannot print directly to Flock from a 7720. It's not pulling through. It says there's no paper in the tray. Just make sure that when if you fix your guides, that's one of the things. Whenever it comes to putting like the roll in there, I try not to put it in. Like I'll let it send, and when it asks for it, I go ahead and put it in there. If your paper is curling too much, you can try and like basically roll it the other way, or at least like do the end. But you just want to make sure that it's flush, it's flat in there, and it's all the way down. Make sure your guides are in where they need to be. And it should pick up. I've never had an issue with it not picking up. Seriously, crazy silhouette. Yeah. Quit without saving. Leave me a be. Leave me be. If you have a silhouette question, my silhouette just shut down. So you got to give me a minute. Hey, just say. I was going to say, whoa, it's not opening back up, but yes, it is. Ooh, another Vanessa. It's the Vanessa takeover. There's now 3 Vanessas on the live. Hello and welcome, Vanessa Parnell. How are you? We're just starting as well. So we only had a few questions. So this is a general Q&A and kind of just hanging out and chit chat. School is in session. So whatever questions you have for me, whether it's silhouette related, let me see, is Photoshop open? Photoshop is technically open. Summation related, projects and related, or pigment ink, things like that. So feel free to post your questions and pick the brain of the professor. Can you do an example of cropping? I'm having a problem when I crop. I don't know what I'm doing. Wrong. What issue? Okay, first trying to explain to me what issue, what problem are you having? Because it's probably how you're trying to crop. So I'm trying to see something. If you're, well, let me just ask, are you trying to crop multiple things at one time? Like 2 or 3 different things? Because cropping just crops. So you have to let me know when you're saying I'm having a problem with cropping, exactly what problem you're having. Because if I just go and I just show you basic cropping and that's not what you're doing, it's not going to help you any. Hello and welcome to the live. Oh, I'm sorry. If you are new here, I see some names I haven't seen before. So I did share it out. Others may have shared it. So if you are new here, please let me know in the comment section if you are new. Maybe this is just your first time, like finally catching me live, or this is your first time seeing my content at all. Sometimes my silhouette will not connect to my Bluetooth. Do you have any tips on how to get your silhouette connected and stay connected? Mine does the same thing with the 4. I don't really care for Bluetooth. I like to plug mine directly into the computer because, yeah, it's just dumb like that. Mine does the same thing. It's weird. So I prefer to hardwire it in. So unfortunately, don't have any tips for that because I turn it off, turn it back on. That's all you really can do. And it just doesn't pick up. When I crop 2 things, it disappears. Okay, still not helping me. What disappears, love? What disappears? It goes where both objects become blank. They're not there at all, or meaning the top object disappears and it looks like the back object. Okay, so for that, it's because it's filled with color. So what you'll have to do, so let's say I'm going to ungroup this. And I want to crop this right here to the corner. So I'm going to make a duplicate of this. If I select these 2 and I just crop, it does what it's supposed to do. It's going to fill that piece in. Well, one, I didn't trace this out, so it's just going to be like a regular, it looks like a regular box. That's what it's supposed to do. If you duplicate it and you crop it, it's going to do the same thing. So what you have to do is remove the color. So if you want to keep your background and you want the object just cropped in the corner, you're going to duplicate it right in front. So copy, paste in front, and you're going to go over to your color palette and remove the color. Once you remove the color, do not click off. Hold down Shift, click on the second object, modify and crop, and it will stay in its original state. All right. So again, we're going to duplicate it in front. The other way of doing that is the keyboard shortcut to hold down Alt on a PC, Option on a Mac, and click. That's going to put it right there in front. Turn the color off, hold down Shift, click on the object, and crop. Thank you for tagging Miranda. When you come on, hey Miranda, how you doing, girl? Hello, Miss Velma. She says, sorry, I'm late. Hello. It's perfectly okay. You are not late. You are on time for what you were doing and when they gave you the notification. So you're not late. You are right on time to be right on time for the information that you need. You are welcome. All right. So I see the numbers kind of jumping a little bit. So if you are just joining, this is just a general hangout session, Q&A, chit chat. Feel free to post your questions that you have of me, whether it is related to silhouette, business, Photoshop, sublimation, pigment ink, party favors, balloon decor, foam board. I have a wealth of knowledge, so feel free to pick my brain with whatever questions you have. It is just a general open Q&A. I'm just hanging out with y'all until my girl Gucci comes on. So feel free to post your questions. Happy Friday, incredible evening, Miss Shep. How art thou? The keepsake diploma file for class still can't open the file. Can you send me it separately if possible, please? It's just showing processing and loading, and it doesn't open. Even if I send it to you, I mean, it may not, it may not download because it might be something with your computer. So I don't know if me sending it to you separately will work, will be any different. And you're talking about just the words. So when you go into the academy, are you downloading it from Google Chrome? Are you downloading it? Like, do you use Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, Safari? What browser do you use? Thank you. Definitely hit the thumbs up. Thank you, Miss Cheryl. How do you feel a shape in silhouette? What do you mean a shape with what? Because you have the fill tool, you can crop things to it, you can fill it with color. So exactly what are you trying to fill it with? Because a shape is anything. Text is a shape, and all you have to do is click on it and change the color. If you're trying to fill it with a pattern, you can select it and crop it, and that will fill it with, not subtract. That will fill it in with that pattern. So what are you trying to fill it in with? I answered that one. No, you do not. I personally don't. Okay, so from Safari, see, are you able to it might be a Safari thing and not being compatible with the website. Can you try Google Chrome or a different web browser? Yeah, so if it's just an image and you just wanting to fill it with color, you just go to your color palette and fill it with color. And that's it. Is something happening? Is it not filling with color when you go to the color palette? What is the difference between the Cameo 4 and the Cameo 3 and the Cameo 4? So it's pretty much just functionality wise, they do the same thing, they cut. They just changed the way it looks. The 3 is ridiculously huge for no reason. The 4 got more of a streamlined look. The 4 does not have any screens on it. All you see are lights whenever you do anything. So everything on the side panel is lights. You got true, like an auto blade that it detects what blade is in there because all of them have a magnet on the back. So it's like things like that. It has a built-in roll feeder, which isn't very great. And other than that, that's really it. And then things that changed was you don't have the barcode printing with the, or like for it to pick it up from barcodes on the 4. You don't have a USB port to be able to put files on. You don't have repeat job. So it really is not like this super, super great, like wonderful change. So if you're trying to figure out, should you upgrade to a 4 from a 3? Not really. Oh, you just forgot how to do it. Yeah. So just go to color palette and fill it with color. I was asked by my granddaughter if she can use your pigment ink to print on a regular printer on photo paper. I mean, pigment ink is regular ink, guys. It is regular ink. That's it. With the ink that comes, like you guys just don't know it as the proper term, but the ink that comes in the box for the 7820, the 7840, the 7710, the 7210, the EcoTank 1600, 16,000, the one that says Dura Bright ink, that is pigment ink. I'm not providing anything that's special or different. It's just more economical to buy it with the refill cartridges, but that is regular ink. It just means that it is waterproof. So you know how if you print it with, like back in the day, you used to print and it would run. I mean, you'll see the water streaks, but it doesn't run. So you don't see like black on this side. It still looks white. That's all pigment ink means. It's waterproof ink. It's shared inside of, it's a Silaholics thing. So you guys get to watch it in the group. I share it to the group. That's where you guys get to watch it at. You are very welcome. If you are just jumping on, I am Shakia, the professor of Silaholics Anonymous. I am your Silhouette Studio, Silhouette Cameo, Epson Printer, Sublimation, Party Favor, Phone Board, um, business, like creative business guru, expert, whatever you want to call it. So feel free to drop your questions. I do these often. I don't often do them in the evening. So most times I'm on live like 9 o'clock a.m. So today I said, okay, let's go live 9 o'clock p.m. to catch those who are not up at that time. Because you're not on the East Coast, or just catch you guys after work. So feel free to take advantage of this because I'm normally not live in the evenings. Oh my God, what is in my eye? She will be using the Workforce 3620. Should I also purchase the MD cartridges? So the 3620 does use the 252 cartridges. So you can purchase either empty cartridges, you can purchase the full bundle. Because it's the, as long as it uses the 252, you can purchase the full kit or the full bundle. Because it's the same it's the same cartridges and chips as the 7710 and 7720. Good evening. I was getting ready to look at one of the lessons I missed in the Essentials class. Oh, thank you, Vanessa. Um, which day, do you know which day you plan to talk about layering vinyl, or shall I request a one-on-one class? I have several videos. What part do you want to know about layering vinyl? I've done several videos on layering vinyl, several of them. So what exactly do you want to know about layering vinyl? Yeah, I just did the one. Well, not say just did it, but when I did the one for the Scorpio design, that was a holographic type vinyl and a pink vinyl. So that was just layering it. Not very much to layering. You design it, you cut it, especially when you're doing heat transfer vinyl, and then you just position. Now, if you're doing something that has like a lot of different colors and you're trying to do like the whites of the eyes and then this and that, I mean, it's just knowing the order in which you go in. I don't really do a lot of a lot of layering like that. I just think that is very tedious. Um, I think that is counterproductive for what I do. So I don't do a lot of trying to layer like like little cute images, and it's like putting together the face, like the hair, the face, the eyes. I've done it in vinyl, like adhesive vinyl. I haven't really done any of that in like recently, and I don't have any plans to do it for heat transfer vinyl, but it's pretty much the same thing, just like adhesive vinyl, as far as knowing, like, you just have to figure out which order to put it in, and then you just press them in that order. If you're doing heat transfer vinyl, you're going to press it for 3 seconds, and it's just a quick tack. Provided you're using a heat transfer vinyl that is a hot peel. So you press it for 3 seconds, peel it off, put the next layer, press it for 3 seconds, peel it off, press it for 3 seconds. Once you get to the last one, take off the carrier sheet, put a Teflon on top, press it for the full dwell time, and you're good. When harvesting chips, does it have to be the same number of cartridges? I have the 7820, but I have no, you cannot. It has to be they're different chips. So no, you cannot put 252s on 812s. I mean on the ones for 7820. Those are 812 cartridges. That's why you have to keep changing them out. They're separate chips. Although the chips look exactly the same, they do not work the same. It's a different firmware. Thank you. I got my sub paper with the shrink wrap you gave me. Awesome. What do you use to sublimate on a cotton shirt? You cannot sublimate on a cotton shirt. You can sublimate to a transfer that's on a cotton shirt, but you are then subbing or sublimating the transfer, not the cotton shirt itself. So you can press your sublimation design to glitter HTV, certain glow in the dark HTVs, Easy Subli, Subli Flock, Subli Flex 202, Subli Cotton or Cotton Subs, Subli Mate, which is it's that's their brand from A to Z Design. So you have Subli Mate, so things like that, but it has to be a transfer. If it's a white cotton shirt, you can also sublimate to clear HTV, but you cannot sublimate directly to. So you well technically no, scratch that. You can sublimate a cotton shirt. It's just not going to be very vibrant. And the more you wash it, the color will change and it will start to wash out. But if you just press it to cotton, and let's just say you just need like a really quick shirt, oh, you definitely can press it to cotton. It just won't last very long. Is the class Facebook group different? I'm not sure what do you mean, which class? So if you're talking about Essentials of Silhouette Studio, there is a Facebook group for you guys to be able to help each other if you have additional questions and like for me to help. So there is a Facebook group, which the link is in the course player. So it's within the training to get access to that Facebook group. So there is that. I have several Facebook groups. I have my 2 free ones. Silhouettes Anonymous is now Learn with the Professor, Silhouette Sublimation, Silhouette Cameo, Sublimation, Business, Creative Business, and more, I think. Then there's Honestly Speaking. Those are my free groups. And then I have a group for my Academy members, an exclusive group for them. I have an exclusive group for the 30-day challenge. Not a question, but a compliment. Just wanted to thank you again for answering the phone when I was frantically looking for ink and to brag about the quality of your paper. It's number one in my book. Thank you. In particular, splitting it in silhouette. I will find your video. So, all right, let's say this design right here, and this was originally green. So if you wanted to cut this and cut all of these, it's not really a matter of splitting it. It's vector. You're going to separate it. So, I mean, if all of it was grouped together, so each word is basically grouped together. I make a duplicate. And if all of these, I had to cut these all on scrap pieces of vinyl, I'm going to duplicate it. I like to keep it together. And I'm going to put, okay, so for the sake of this, well, no, let's say, so I'll put this here. I'm going to cut that one. If it's a big piece of vinyl, I will put a box around it. So, and it's basically a weed box. Yes, I have business edition. Yes, there is a weed border or weed box feature. It sucks, so I don't use it. So you put a box. You move that out of the way. You put the next one. You're gonna cut it. Move that one. Move the next one in there. Send it to cut. Maybe even move your box up. And you're just gonna keep doing that until all of them are cut. There's no special like thing to break it up, no special thing that you're doing to it. You're just moving each color on the screen. Now, let's say you don't want to move it around like that. Well, you technically can group it together, and you're not going to have a weed box, so you're going to have to just cut it yourself. But you can go to send and go to fill, and I'm going to uncheck everything. So let's say I'm going to choose pink. So that's the Peter down there. If wherever it is where it will cut. So if you don't want it to cut there, move this up. It's not going to cut the blue. Let it cut Peter. Uncheck that, move to purple, which is the 4. Move that there. Let it cut. So there's no automated way of doing it. Now, if you want, you can cut them all at the same time by measuring your vinyl, cutting down your vinyl to the exact size, making a box for that size vinyl, putting that piece there to cut them all at once. But other than that, you're just going to move it around and cut it one by one. There's no like magic button to make it go to where it's separate. Like you don't have to separate. You can do cut color, or you can ungroup it, move it around, and just cut it. Do you have a video where you use Jet Pro and vinyl? I can't seem to find it. It's been years. Normally, I don't, I haven't used it together. So the last time I did it, I'm not sure if I did my niece's shirt on live, but the Hello Kitty shirt that I always show, that I did that one. Again, not sure if I did that on live. Before that, the only other time I did it was a young lady's artwork, and I put vinyl. I was like a vinyl crown, and I did that. So yeah, those are like, I don't really often mix vinyl and Jet Pro 3G because it kind of defeats the purpose. If I'm printing something out, it's normally all of the color. Only other time, like if I really just don't feel like trying to fight with it for letters that are separated, but you press it the same way. So I press the, it really doesn't matter which order you press it in for those. So I'll press, most times, like if I want to start at a lower temperature, I will press the vinyl and then let it get up to 350, 375 for the Jet Pro 3G. But often, like if it's not layered and I'm not worried about it shrinking, I'll press all of it at 350, the Jet Pro 3G and the heat transfer vinyl. Yes, there's some grad stuff that's coming. Is there anything in particular you are looking for? But there is some grad stuff that's coming. and it will only be in silhouette. Yeah, it's too much trying to do Photoshop stuff and all these other ones. So when stuff is added, it will be silhouette because that is the program that I teach from. Do you find that Jet Pro and Easy Subly get very thick after pressing? Yes. Yes. That's how that's even with the Eco Sovereign prints when it comes to what's that stuff called? Caesar color print and all of those. Yeah, they still like it feels one way when it's on the masking, and it definitely feels heavier or thicker on the shirt. Very much so. Do I have a class on Photoshop? I did an essentials to Photoshop. Silhouette Studio is my program of choice. So I don't do extended classes and showing you how to do like all over shirts and stuff like that in Photoshop. I do go over the basics. I have a knack for teaching the basics and breaking it down to where people can understand it. So I do have that. I will be doing another essentials to Photoshop and really going over like the essentials, understanding like layers and understanding how to mask things and use your magic wand, your clone. Well, for me, clone tool is essential. Text and stuff like that. But there's a lot to Photoshop. So it really depends on what you're wanting to learn. It took me years to learn Photoshop, like to really, really learn it because I use it not to just layer things in general. Like I've used it to Photoshop, like literally change people's bodies. But I don't do extended trainings on Photoshop. Yeah, I go over like smart objects, text, and like I said, layer styles. Now I know I'm going to do a new one only because they have art boards now, and you can have more than one thing on. Like you can work on more than one thing at a time because now they have art boards. So I do want to do an updated one because of that. What else was changed or like new? Um, uh, I go over brushes. So yeah, the very, very basics of Photoshop I go over. What can you do with the Roland Printer? It is for it's eco solvent. So it's really regular, like it's, I mean, think of anything like you can print on. You can print on paper and create banners. You can print to actual, like you can print to adhesive vinyl, 651, 631, and quote unquote printable vinyl. And you can print to printable HTV. Regular HTV cannot be printed to, but you can print to printable HTV. And I use it mainly to create stickers. I don't like to make shirts with it. Um, we use it basically for, well, I like to call these stickers, they're decals. Well, once you laminate them, they're more like stickers, but we use them for our product stuff. and I plan to use them for yard signs this year. For the past 3 years, I have always outsourced my yard sign prints. This year, I can print my own. Do I have a class on all over shirts as far as designing or as far as just splitting it and pressing it? And do you mean with Silhouette Studio? But I mean, I guess to answer the question, technically, yes. So I did do a class where I went over some different design techniques, how to make your own template for shirts, because all shirts are different. So I showed how to take pictures of them and trace them and resize them and stuff like that. Gave some different tips and things on putting designs in and understanding cropping and adding backgrounds and all that stuff. And then I did a live video during Silaholics Anonymous month. And I've done a few others where I show how to split it up. I have a free video on how to split it up. And I've done several videos with taping it together and pressing it. I don't use a hardboard. I don't use RAM board. I use tacky paper. So that part might be different from what you see others do because I don't use a hardboard or a RAM board. I'm not even, so to be honest, I'm actually not really promoting. I probably will only have maybe like 2 signs. I know for sure a couple of people who I know, like old cheerleaders who are graduating. I did them last year with putting them on there. So I already have video content of me doing the signs. Designing them, no, I will not be. As far as putting them on the Coroplast, I've done videos on it, and it's really no different than applying vinyl to any surface because I use the wet method. So I'm working on a lot of stuff for 365 Creative Academy and HS Inc. So I won't really be like how I normally, well, actually even then I don't even advertise, but I'll be turning down a lot of jobs. It's a few of my cheerleaders who are graduating this year, my old cheerleaders, and I plan to make things for them. But I don't really plan to do a lot for grad season this year, which is one of the reasons why some things have not come out because I'm not in the grad state of mind. It is a really big season when you're actively in it, but it's really hard for me to manage trying to go back doing customs and then running this business and prepping all the stuff that I'm doing for this business. So certain things just have to fall by the wayside. I'm actually going to sell off a lot of the supplies and things that I have because I just have an excessive amount of it, and I'm not really doing customs like that at this current juncture of our business. Would you print directly to the yard sign? No. So you need a UV printer to print directly to the yard sign. I print it onto vinyl, and then I take that vinyl and put it on top of Coroplast. Yeah, you need a UV printer to print directly to the Coroplast. And I don't like the way it looks. I did one last year, and I could not stand the way it looked. But yeah, if you search, honestly speaking, yard signs, it will come up. When I helped my mom, and then I did a few of them, like I was just like live in the middle of the night doing them. I probably will only do 2. I know I have to do Tanea's and who was the other one? But most likely when I do hers, watch, and her mom has it, other people will ask, but I currently only have plans to do 2. What's the other girl? What's the name's daughter? Ran track. I can't think of her name right now. Tasha's daughter. I can't think of her name, but those are only 2 that I will probably end up doing yard signs for. I no longer like being under a time crunch because I'm working on so many other things. So I choose to not really do a lot. Only people who really know me can call me and ask me about doing customs anyway. I don't advertise them anymore. All right. Any other questions for me? Now let's see if you don't crash on me again. Yeah, I have a shirt that I have to do that I'm just now working on. September. September. Hey, Hans. Although I will have I'll have a la carte classes and different classes that are coming up for different things. But as far as like my full on academy program, like the extended programs that we meet every single week, that won't be until September. But this summer, I have my mentorship program that's opening up for it's like 3 different levels for it. And I have some mini like workshop seminar type deals where it's like multiple sessions, but it's not my full on academy program. I was trying to put my feet up. All right, no other questions. I don't want to keep you guys. If you don't have any questions for me, this is not a class, so nothing is prepared. This is strictly based off of you. If you guys don't have any questions, we can go ahead and wrap this up. And I'm going to try and wrap my head around this design that I have to do. This is also the issue is staying creative. So when I do get these little monkey wrench type things, and I'm not really in the groove of things, it takes me a little longer to come up with ideas and concepts. So, yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do this when it's due tomorrow. All right, so no new questions have been posted. Now, I'll say again your opportunity. It is 65 of y'all between all the platforms watching. So, gave you guys an opportunity to post your questions. Um, it's not a challenge. It's not a class. So basically, what I'm doing for April is I showed and I went through like so many different shirt designs that I have done over several years. So if you haven't seen that video, I literally went through, oh gosh, like a bunch of different shirts. I mean, some of them are basic text. Some of them are like to where you have text and you ungroup it to add something. And a lot of them are going to be the same thing to where it's just offsetting, but you'll get to see it multiple times over and over again. But I am just showing people always ask, wants you to see how I design. So all of the steps to do things like this, which this one's also a very easy, very simple one. I mean, the one that you'll probably learn the most from is probably how I did the 32 to where it's welded on the inside. Um, so here's one that's like layered. But this is nothing major to it. It's three. I typed out 305, removed the O, put the heat logo in there. So little things like that. I'm going to go through some that have a little bit more. So my 305 Dolphin one basically is the same type deal, just a different font, same type of concept. When I do those, I'll probably do those together. Um, things like arching letters and stuff like that, layout and composition and all that kind of stuff. So you just get the idea of sizing and all of that. So I am going through 30 different designs. I don't know. I'm just going through my files. I am picking 30 random designs and I will be doing a video on designing them. Now, they will not be open to the public. You have to be in either my academy program, you have to have enrolled in the Essentials to Silhouette Studio 30-day training, or you have to join the membership over on YouTube on Silaholics Anonymous. So tomorrow and Sunday will be today, tomorrow, and Sunday's video, just because I have to talk about it, will be the only video. So I'm not providing any files for it. It's not a teaching and a follow along. It is just so that you can see the tools in Silhouette Studio working together and how I use, knowing how to use it, how I go and how I put together several different designs. I will be tuned into these, have to make sure my notifications are on. I'm very interested. Yeah. So since you are in the Academy program, make sure that you have your notifications on for It's a Silaholics thing like that, our exclusive group, because I stream it directly to there. And then I'm going to have, because you can set up like it says guides, or at least we call lessons or units. I'm going to set up one and they'll all be in that exact, like all of them for the 30 days. You'll just be able to go in there and see them over there. Hello, what do you think about the 7310? I am a very big fan of workforce printers. Some people do not like the fact that you have to change out the chips on it. To me, it's not that big of a deal because I spent years buying expensive Epson cartridges and changing them out. So I don't bat an eye at it. To me, this method is still like less expensive. We're having to buy the chips just to kind of switch it out. Yes, we do own the company. I don't necessarily pay for it, but I still always have to put in my order for one because of inventory purposes. So it's kind of like I just give myself a really big discount. But even if I had to pay $60 for it, I was paying like XL chips. If you get all of your cartridges as XL, it's $130 some odd dollars. So when you're buying chips, it's $60. I was spending way more than that because I would buy, like sometimes they wouldn't have the XL chips and I would have to buy the regular standard. Yes, they're $12.99, but when I'm printing on pigment ink, I'm printing on premium matte, which takes up a lot of ink. I went through a lot of those cartridges, like genuine Epson cartridges, before I found out about refillables. And at the time I was using Cobra ink. And once I found out about that, that changed my whole life as far as like just being able to refill it. The older models you can reset. So of course that was awesome, and great in itself. With the new ones, you cannot reset them. Although I'm testing some things. I'm waiting for the black to go out because I want to test a theory. But technically it's a single-use chip, so you have to keep buying the chips, and they are $60 a set. Although we just got our shipment in of the next one, so I'm not sure if he's going to do it this weekend. He'll probably do it on Monday. We will have it to where you can buy just individual chips. So if you want just magenta, just cyan, just yellow, we'll have it to where you can purchase those. Do understand, though, that our cheapest shipping is priority. We only offer one thing on first class, and that is sample packs. So if you go and all you want is one magenta chip, you are going to pay anywhere from $8.20 to $9.20 because that is the cheapest for priority mail. So don't blame us. Order some more stuff because you could actually order quite a bit of things and still have the same shipping. But the only thing that we offer first class mail on, like which is the cheaper one, is sample packs because it's not, if they get lost, I mean, we just have to send it back. It's just sample packs. But for actual products, if you guys don't know, if you're doing business, if you're sending it first class, and your customers are only paying for first class. Now you can pay to have it insured. It's not an option when your customers are doing it. You're going to foot the bill for it to be insured. So I don't recommend that anyone in business sends any items via first class mail because it is not protected. Yes, you will get a tracking number. A tracking number does not equal insurance. So if that package is lost, you will not be able to file a claim on first class mail. You have to have additional insurance. So when you do like the first class mail and then you do the insurance, you'll probably save maybe around like $1 to $2 compared to just getting it via priority. So that's a little tidbit for y'all who are shipping out. Don't do first class. You are not protected when you do first class mail. And tap all notifications and stay in the know when the professor starts class. You can get all that from me. The chips. So yes. So I just did a live video. Oh, I shipped them off. But a little bit like let me see, the last video before this was that from there. No, there's nothing in here. So yeah, I just did a video about the chips. So this is what the standard, okay, let me show you this. So this is what a 252 looks like. This is what an 812 looks like. So they're very much so different in size, and the chip is coded differently. So I just did a video about changing those out. And yes, you can buy when we sell the cartridges, they do come with your first set of chips on it, and then you just have to keep buying additional chips. This doesn't have a chip on it, but it comes on a clip. Oh, there's a clip on this one. And you just take the chip off the clip. The clip off the cartridge. And then you put the clip back on. Bam. Oh, it is made like that. It has to have a gap. The new one has this little ledge that it sits on. It's like a black thing that goes. I just noticed that. Ooh, because we did try to use these old clips and you cannot. That's why you can't use it. It strategically has that hole there. I just noticed that. The resetters are in, but I'm not sure if he's putting them on the website tomorrow or on Monday because he has to inventory. We inventory everything when it comes in. It all has to be logged into 2 different systems. So whenever he is done with that, they will go on the site, but they are in. When is a good time to change out cartridges? What do you mean to change out cartridges? As far as like the ink level, and which printer are you talking about? Yeah, I don't know if he'll have them on there tomorrow or Monday. No, it won't. If he doesn't do it tomorrow, it definitely won't be on there on Sunday. It'll be on there on Monday. So the 7210, 7820. So the 7820, the cartridges themselves you only have to change that, like, if you are constantly having like major leaks and things like that, or like it's just not pulling, if you push air, it's just not working. Of course, you want to change out your cartridges, your chips. The printer will tell you when it's time to change that, because it's going to give you a big fat X and say cartridge not recognized. That means that you need to change out the chip on that color and that color only. As far as the 7210, I personally rotate, because those you can reset. So I personally rotate mine. I have, like, whenever, so let's say I put it as, I have a set in there now. My cyan gets low, and that's the one that's about to go out. I'm going to do an ink cartridge replacement. I'm going to take all 4 of those out, put them off to the side, put a whole new set in, close it, let it initialize, and then do its printhead cleaning. And while it's doing that, I'm going to take the ones I took out, even though it was only the cyan that was low. I'm going to reset them all, top them all off, put them in my little bin that I have over here, and they are there for safekeeping until the next time. So I rotate between cartridges. You can do that if you want. It does help with wear and tear. I feel like I feel like it helps the cartridges last longer. With also, like, with taking out, putting back in, taking them out, putting back in, or just like the damper on there. But you can use just one. But it's always good to have a backup, because if at any point one of those cartridges does go bad, even if you're not rotating them, if one goes bad, you already have a backup in house, because you cannot just go to a store and purchase sublimation cartridges. So you'll already have one in house. But I normally change it when the printer tells me to. I was about to leave, girl. Then you're going to come with all these good questions back to back to back. Now the numbers have gone back up, because it dropped because y'all weren't asking questions. I think people thought I was going to leave. Now the numbers have gone back up. So if you are just joining, I am Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365 LLC, Soloholics Anonymous, 365 Creative Academy, and the amazing product line. Honestly speaking, we have sublimation paper that I like to call the change the game, because traditionally it has been known to press, or you've been taught to press at 400 degrees for 60 seconds. I challenged that time and got it down on my Hotronics really to 360 for 20 seconds. I've pressed at 315 degrees for like 60 seconds. I've pressed at like 320 for 60 seconds. So I've been able to play around with it, did a whole lot of researching, but we are branded as Team 365. So for most heat presses, you are able to press as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. And that is our product line. Honestly speaking, speaking, so even though it's I and K, we don't say speaking. It's a play on words. So you say honestly speaking, or just HS Inc. 365. And you can find all of our products on our website, shop.hsinc365.com. Shop.hsinc365.com. I am your resident silhouette studio and silhouette cameo guru. So not too many questions that I can't answer for you when it comes to silhouette and or troubleshooting your Epson printers. So whenever I have these sessions, feel free to go ahead and pick my brain, ask your questions about sublimation, pigment ink, party favors, like chip bags and labels and stickers, silhouette studio, silhouette cameo, business questions, all that kind of good jazz. We run a very successful business. I even have a creative business program where I help other creative entrepreneurs. So when I have these sessions, feel free to pick my brain. So no new questions still have been posted. So it is now, I'm showing for 1 hour, 10 minutes and 49 seconds, 50 seconds. So if no new questions are posted by the time we get to, because it's about to go to 1 hour and 11 minutes, 1 hour and 12 minutes, I will go ahead and end this live. I don't inventory vinyl. Well, not like that. Once you go, you can have a system, and it depends on how you're ordering. If you have like a 5-yard roll, I just kind of go off of I mean, if you're doing like your first one, I mean, you can do it that way where you're kind of measuring it to know if you have 5 yards, whatever, but I'm not measuring like little small pieces. If I have a 5 yard roll and I'm doing a design, well, how I did it before. So let's say I have a 5 yard roll and I am cutting from that. You can create a system where it's going to subtract that, or it's just like, you're just kind of keeping up with it. Once you kind of get to half, um, it's like a full roll, a half a roll, a quarter, and then like when you really have scraps, that's considered to be nothing. But yeah, it's really hard to do. You just want to do an inventory of the colors that you have and a roundabout amount. But mainly as long as you're keeping up with your colors. And well, I mean, I guess I did say you can ask any question, but see, you're asking questions based off of privileged Zoom sessions. Maybe I should put that disclaimer out there. If you have been in my Zoom sessions and I have given exclusive information, don't come on the lives asking those questions. I'm inclined, and just because of my natural nature, I end up answering them. But if I haven't divulged it on live, I need to stop doing that, because then I'm giving away like that good, and you're in creative business. Those are questions that you hold until Tuesday and Thursday, ma'am. But don't come over here giving out information that's not public knowledge. I don't teach on that stuff on live videos. That's privileged information, girl. But no, seriously though, since you brought it up, if you guys are not doing inventory on your supplies, in order for you to truly be efficient in your business and making sure that you are profiting and you're not just wasting material, you're buying stuff and you're not actually utilizing it. If you buy it and it just sits there and you're like, oh, I'm going to use it one day. If it sits there 3 months, 6 months, a year, you have not made money off of that. So you have essentially lost money when it comes to that. Yes, there are ways to to do it within your taxes for stuff that you just have to liquidate, but let's try not to get have too many things in-house when we don't need them. And also when you do inventory, it makes it to where you keep up with what you have, so you don't end up buying stuff just because you can't find it. So it's like, you have inventory for it, even if you can't find it, like, okay, I know I have it. Either it's going to make you take the time to go find it, or just still, because you're on a time crunch, go buy more. That is not where that question came from, because you would not have known to do inventory if it was not for the class, ma'am. That is not. But no, I get it. I'm glad that you are taking it in, and the things that I said in that creative business one-on-one session. So I'm glad to know that you are implementing that right away. That is awesome to know. All right. So no new questions. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity, be incredible, and visit our website, shop.hsinc365.com. Also, join my Facebook groups, Learn with the Professor, Silhouette, Cameo, Sublimation, and creative Business, and more. And also, Honestly Speaking 365 Sublimation. All right. She said, when you say do it, it gets done. That's so amazing to hear. All right, y'all. Peace.